Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you thought was just a story, gods, heroes, myths, has been silently shaping your life, your culture, even the way you think. That the legends of the past were never really lost, but rather transformed, encoded into our world in ways we rarely notice. Every symbol, every ritual, every narrative we tell ourselves carries echoes of something ancient, something far older than we can imagine. From the towering skyscrapers that mirror the temples of forgotten gods to the movies we watch, filled with archetypes that have existed since the dawn of time, mythology isn't just history. It's alive, embedded in everything around us. And yet, most of us walk through life unaware of the invisible strings that myths weave into our reality. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Mythology is more than old tales. It's the foundation of our stories, our beliefs, even our psychology. And today we're going to unlock the hidden influence of myths on the modern world. What if I told you that the way we define heroes today, the lone savior, the chosen one, the avenger of the fallen, is just a reflection of gods and demigods from civilizations long gone? That your favorite superhero, the symbols of power we admire, and even the way we structure our societies trace back to the same myths told by ancient cultures for thousands of years. You might think mythology belongs to the past, buried in old books and ruins, but the truth is it never left. It simply evolved, disguising itself under new forms, new names, but carrying the same eternal patterns. What is it about mythology that makes it so timeless, so universal? Why do these stories keep resurfacing in different cultures, different ages, and even different religions? And most importantly, how do they still shape our world today in ways we barely realize? Let's go beyond the myths, beyond the legends, and uncover the hidden forces that continue to guide our civilization. From the moment we first gazed at the stars, humanity has told stories, grand, sweeping tales of gods, heroes, and monsters. But what if I told you that these myths are more than just ancient fantasies? What if they are blueprints, invisible forces shaping the very fabric of our reality? Think about it. Why do we see the same kinds of characters and stories across every civilization, across every era? Why does every culture have its sun god, its trickster figure, its warrior king? Why does the hero's journey, this cycle of challenge, transformation, and return, appear not just in ancient epics but in modern blockbusters, best-selling novels, and even our own lives? This is not a coincidence. Mythology is not just about the past. It is a living, breathing force that shapes everything we do, from the way we tell stories to the way we understand power, morality, and destiny. It's encoded into our psychology, into our social structures, into the way we view heroes, villains, and the battle between light and dark. Take the gods of Olympus, for example. Zeus, with his thunderbolts ruling the heavens, Poseidon, the god of the sea, unpredictable and stormy. Hades, the shadowy ruler of the underworld. These aren't just divine figures. They are representations of fundamental aspects of existence: the sky, the sea, the underworld, order, chaos, the unknown. And the same principles exist in modern narratives. Think of superheroes. Superman, the protector of the skies. Aquaman, master of the oceans. Batman, a dark figure lurking in the depths of the city. These are new masks for old gods, old forces reimagined for a modern audience. But mythology isn't just found in stories. It permeates our symbols, our institutions, our beliefs. The United States Capitol, the Supreme Court, and even the Olympic Games all borrow imagery and ideals directly from Greek and Roman traditions. Corporations use archetypal figures in their branding. Nike, the goddess of victory, Mercury, the messenger god, appearing in everything from postal services to car brands. Even political ideologies frame their leaders as mythic figures, saviors, warriors, visionaries. And it doesn't stop there. The very way we perceive time, history, and progress is shaped by mythological thinking. The idea of a golden age, a fall from grace, an eventual redemption. These are mythic structures applied to real-world events. Wars are framed as battles between good and evil. Scientific discoveries are described as heroic quests. Even our personal struggles are often understood through a mythic lens. The obstacles we face, the transformations we undergo, the victories we achieve. The truth is, mythology is not just something we inherit, it's something we breathe. And whether we realize it or not, we are constantly reenacting these ancient narratives, shaping our world according to patterns set in motion thousands of years ago. The question is, how much of it is shaping us, and how much of it can we control? Now let's go even deeper. If myths are this powerful, if they define our culture, our identities, even our dreams, then where do they come from? Who created them and why? And could it be that their origins are even older than civilization itself? We like to think of ourselves as modern, rational beings, creatures of science, logic, and progress. But beneath the surface, something ancient is still at work, something primal, something we don't even notice, because it's always been there. Mythology isn't just a relic of the past, it's a silent architect of our present. Take a look at the world around you. Our moral codes, our laws, our deepest fears and highest aspirations, so much of it is shaped by stories first told thousands of years ago. The battle between good and evil, the journey of the lone hero, the idea that fate is both written in the stars and yet ours to challenge. These aren't just themes from ancient myths. They are the lenses through which we see reality. Think about the way we idolize celebrities, politicians, athletes. Are they really so different from the demigods and warrior kings of the past? The way we tell their stories, rising from obscurity, overcoming adversity, achieving greatness, it's the same structure, the same mythic formula. We don't just follow their success, we turn them into legends, into modern-day Achilles or Hercules. We build pantheons, not of marble temples, but of social media feeds and magazine covers. And it's not just about heroes. The myths we inherit shape the way we understand struggle, failure, redemption, the concept of karma, of divine justice, of the fall and rise of civilizations. All of these ideas are echoes of ancient beliefs, still guiding our understanding of how the world works. Even the language we use is saturated with mythology. We talk about Pandora's box when discussing unforeseen consequences. We describe impossible challenges as Herculean tasks. And when we envision chaos, we call it apocalyptic. But here's where things get truly fascinating. Mythology isn't just something that exists in stories or symbols. It influences the very structure of our brains. Studies in psychology have shown that storytelling, especially through archetypes, taps into something deep within our subconscious. Carl Jung believed that myths were expressions of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of symbols and patterns that exist in every human mind, across all cultures and time periods. That's why even children, without ever being taught these stories, instinctively understand the hero's journey. That's why myths feel familiar, even when we hear them for the first time. This is why movies like Star Wars, The Matrix, or even The Lion King resonate so deeply. They are modern myths, built on ancient foundations. And that's also why people across the world, from vastly different backgrounds, are drawn to the same types of stories. Whether it's an ancient epic carved into stone tablets or a Netflix series trending worldwide, we are all still responding to the same timeless patterns. But if mythology has been guiding us for so long, what happens when we start creating new myths? In a world of artificial intelligence, virtual realities, and scientific discoveries that border on the magical, are we about to rewrite the myths that shape our future? Or are we simply retelling the same stories in new forms? And perhaps the biggest question of all, if we recognize the myths that shape us, can we use them not just to understand the world, but to shape it ourselves? So here we are, standing at the crossroads between the ancient and the modern. We began this journey asking how mythology influences everything around us. And now the answer is clear. Myths are not just old stories. They are blueprints, subconscious codes embedded in our culture, our psychology, and even our future. They shape how we see the world, how we tell our own stories, and how we understand our place in the grand scheme of things. But here's the real question. What does this mean for you? Think about your own life for a moment. Think about the struggles you've faced, the dreams you chase, the obstacles that stand in your way. Do you see the pattern now? Every challenge, every moment of doubt, every breakthrough you experience, it all mirrors the great myths of the past. You are the hero of your own story, whether you realize it or not, and the myths that shaped humanity are still shaping you. This is why mythology matters. It's not about believing in gods and monsters. It's about understanding the forces at play beneath the surface of our reality. It's about recognizing that the stories we tell aren't just entertainment. They are the foundation of civilizations, the moral compasses that guide us, the visions that shape the future. So, what happens next? If we are all living inside stories, then who gets to write them? The truth is, we do. We inherit myths, but we also create them. Every time we tell a story, every time we choose to see ourselves as more than just individuals moving through time, when we see ourselves as part of something bigger, part of an unfolding legend, we become the architects of the myths of tomorrow. And that's where the power lies. Because myths are not just reflections of the past, they are blueprints for the future. The same way the myths of ancient heroes shaped our present, the myths we create today will define the world of those who come after us. So the real question isn't just how myths influence us. The real question is, what myths are we creating right now? And what kind of future will they lead us to?